Hello everyone, myself Maheshwaran. This is my task 10 at NEET Data for my data science internship, which is exploring the progress of India in the history of Olympic Games. So for this one, I have the dataset that contains the records of past 120 years. So this is where my dataset is present, and these are the informations present in my dataset. So from this, looking at this itself, you can understand our dataset like unique column for unique number for each and every athlete, and name for athlete's name, sex for male or female, and age is an integer variable, height, weight, and all those things are in these units. So these are the informations, and these are the indexes, these are the topics that we will be covering in this task. So starting with importing all the necessary modules and importing our data set and all those things, and eventually we'll be performing other exploration to our data set. So we'll be doing that. So before that, first I'm importing all the necessary packages. So these are some necessary packages that I need for any data manipulation and all those things. So pandas for any data analysis and manipulation, numpy for any numerical or algebraical calculations that needs to be done to my data set, and 𝐒𝐴𝐿 and matplotlib for data visualization. And these two lines is to ignore all the warnings that my compiler throws. First I'm importing them, and after that I need to load my data set, right? So here you can see my data set is present along with my Jupyter notebook inside my Jupyter environment. So using this read_csv function present under pandas, I can import the data set. So inside that I need to pass the path for my data set. Since it is present along with my Jupyter notebook, I need not pass the entire path. I'll just specify the file's name alone along with its extension. So first I'm doing them, and it is stored under the variable data and regions. We look at those. So this is what my data set looks like. So these are the information present in it, and this is what my regions data set looks like. So from this you can see the NOC is the common thing between these two records. So it will be a foreign variable to connect these two records. So I suppose we know what this NOC is. NOC is some National Olympic Committee, which is a 3-letter code. It has the country's short form in it, I think. So that is it. So first, using this describe function, I can look at the any statistical calculations done for my numerical columns alone. In that, I need to pass this parameter to look at the statistical calculation for all the columns, including the object column and all those things. So from this you can understand that, like, if I'm removing this one, this is what the default one looks like. So only these are the 5 columns that are in numerical variable, and this is the calculation done for it. And if I'm including this part, you can see we are performing for each and every column. And so for non-numerical columns, these things are not calculated. So this is what this is the difference between them. So after that, using this info function, I can look at the columns and non-null values present in that particular column and the data type of those. And using the shape function, I can look at the dimension of our data set. So from this you can see there are something around 271 records present in our data set, and 15 columns in it, and these are them, and these are the regions column. So using this head function, you can look at the top 5 records of our data set. So we need to merge these two first, right? So first I am using this merge function under pandas for doing that. So inside pandas I have this function called merge, and inside that my parameter would be data regions. So these are the two data frames that we'll be merging, and we'll be merging them based on the NOC. So from this you can understand the first record has NOC as CHN, and the first record in regions data set has the NOC as AFG, which stands for Afghanistan. So from this itself you can understand that these are not in the same order, so we can't just blindly concatenate them. So we need to merge them based on this NOC column. So this NOC will be our foreign variable. Only this NOC column is our common variable between these two columns. So we are using that, and we are merging them based on our left side. So this how stands for merge how, like how we are merging. So I'm passing left. So this is what my merged data set looks like. So from this you can understand the regions and nodes column is added to our data set, and the new data set's name is merged. Okay, and from now on we will be performing the explorations to our data set. First I'll be splitting and filtering out only the Indians data set alone. So for that I'm writing this part. So what this one does is that, so I'll write this one. So from this you can see this is our data set. So our task is to extract the data of Indian athletes alone. So what this one returns is that, which is the data set and the column, and that column must have the variable int, the value int in it. So if I'm writing this one, this will be my output, meaning if that particular record has the NOC as int, it will be returned as true, if not false. So from this you can understand, since the first 5 records doesn't have India as the NOC, it is written as false in here. So for example, if I am changing this one to 𝐒𝐡𝐚, which stands for China, what will be my output here? True, true, false, 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 right? So we'll just look at them. So this will be my output. So this is it. So I'm passing that inside my merged data set. So the records that are returned as true, only those records will be selected and it will be stored under the variable data India, and this is the output of it. So from this you can understand this is the data set of Indians alone. So we'll just look at the shape of it. So there are something around 1,500 Indians in the total Olympic history. So using this 𝐼𝐴 function, I can get the if there are any null values present in that particular column, and for a particular record it will be written as true, if not false. So first I'll just write this one here. So this is our data set. Here you can see for these 3 things our value is null. So if I'm just writing this one, so you can understand from this that for these 3 things it is returning true. So this is the idea behind this line. And for if anything has a value in it, it will be returning false, meaning there are no null values present in it. So using this, adding this any function to it will return false or true for that particular column. For example, what this one says is that this ID column doesn't have any null values present in it, but this, even we know that these 3 columns, which is age, height, weight, has some null values present in it. So if the output is true, meaning there are some null values present in these 3 columns. So that is it. What this one shows us is that there are players with no medals also. So first we need to filter them out. So for that, so first I'm selecting the data set, and in that I'm slicing the particular column, which is medal column, and if that records doesn't have any null values, those will be written as true. So that's what this part shows. It will return true or false, like in this way. So if those records that are true, only those records will be selected, and it will be stored under the variable data India. So like we are just updating our data set. So this is our new data set. This has no null values present in it, only for the Indians and all those informations. So now I will be performing visualization. First I'm plotting a count plot based on the year, and I'm splitting them based on the medals. So from this you can understand there were so many gold medals before 1980, and after that even the medal count is also huge before 1980, but after that it has been slowly declined. In the recent times we haven't won any medals. Only in 2008 we have won some gold medal, and this is the information of it. So after that we are plotting a count plot for the sports column. So from this you can understand hockey is being the major sport played that got us so many medals, but there is a problem in it. Like, so for example, if a team wins a medal, there are 14 players in that team, and for each and every player our medal will be calculated. So meaning if there are some 173 medals won, these are the medals of each and every player including the substitute. So we need to solve this one. Either we can divide this column by the total players present in that particular team, or we can go with the year also. So we'll be doing with year. So I'm running these lines. So for example, so first we are selecting the data set with sports as hockey alone, and after that we are sorting them based on the value year, and we are storing them under the variable hockey players medal. So this will be our output. So this is only the information of hockey players, and it is sorted based on the year column. So from this you can see. So now we can group them based on the year. So for this you can either use this group by function, or value underscore counts function, or unique function, or anything you want. Going with group by function. So first I'm selecting my data set, and using this group by function, inside that I need to specify the column which needs to be grouped. So based on the year column we will be grouping, and after that I need to specify a particular numerical column or all those informations. Like for example, if I'm just grouping this column, what would happen to these thing? Like if I'm grouping the first 14 columns, what will be the output of name, sex, age, and all those things? So for that I need to specify the second part. So the second part is first, meaning if I'm just grouping this particular column, I'll be taking the first record alone. That's the ideology behind it. So this is the output of that one. So for 1928, the first person is this guy. So his record is taken. And for 1932, this is the first person, and his record is taken, like as we have done. So this will be our output. So after that I need to count the number of IDs present in it. So the IDs is 11. So Indian hockey team has won 11 times in the past 120 years, meaning between 1900 and 2016. So after that we are plotting a count plot for year column, and we are splitting them based on the sports. So even from this you can understand that hockey has been the major sport in our Indian history for Olympics. So that too before 1980s. In the recent times hockey has never won anything. So despite being the national sport, we haven't won anything in the recent times. So after that we are focusing on the Indian women in athletics. So at this point I think you can understand these lines. So like we are selecting the records with sex column as F, which stands for female, and also we are selecting the Indians alone. Like we are specifying two conditions using this and symbol. So the records that has sex as female and the NOC as India will be written, and it will be stored under the variable women in Olympics. So that's what we are doing here, and this is the record. So for this one we are just looking at the women's participation in games. So this doesn't depict any medals they won or all those informations, just the participation of women in the Olympics, Indian women's in Olympics. So from this you can understand, compared to 1924, in 2016 women have participated more in Olympics from India. And after that we can perform the same thing with the Data India dataset also. So after that I am plotting a count plot for medals won by women in India for Olympics. So from this you can understand, so they won their first medal in 2000, and that too a bronze medal, and in 2012 they won some bronze medal, and 2016 they won some silver and bronze medal. And the count is also something around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won 5 medals totally between 1920s and 2016. So finally we can look at the total medals won by our India, and this is the total medal. So I am selecting my data set and I am slicing my particular column, and in that using this value underscore counts function I can make a frequency table out of it. So gold 138 times, bronze 40 times, silver 19 times. So after that we are plotting a count plot for metal column alone, and we are splitting them based on the year. So my hue function is here. So this is it. So this is the end of task 8. If you have any doubts, please ask us in the comments. So we are happy to help you. Thank you for listening.